Who Larry Hogan is. Not everybody knows who Larry Hogan is. He was the Republican governor of Maryland, very popular across party lines. I've said that many times. Republicans, governors in blue states, very popular because they can't be too far out on either side.
Popular in their states.
In their states.
Popular as national politicians
right.
under Trump.
Maryland's Republican governor Larry Hogan built a reputation for bipartisan appeal by bridging the political divide in a predominantly Democratic state. Hogan's moderate stance and effective governance earned him respect and support from both parties. His ability to balance Republican principles with pragmatic approaches resonated with a diverse electorate, making him a notable figure in the Republican Party. Hogan's willingness to prioritize governance over ideology showcased his political acumen, further solidifying his bipartisan appeal.
After calling for everyone to respect the verdict in Trump's hush money trial. Yes, I read this story. Larry Hogan said something like, we should all just respect the verdict from the jury. I mean, it was the most anodyne statement, and Trump's guy tweeted out, your career is over.
Larry Hogan's call to respect the jury's verdict in Donald Trump's hush money trial sparked intense backlash from Trump's allies, highlighting the Republican Party's growing polarization and toxicity. Hogan's moderate stance, urging acceptance of the legal outcome, was met with fierce hostility from Trump supporters, who have fostered a culture that ruthlessly suppresses dissent. This incident exemplifies the party's escalating divisions and intolerance for opposing views.
Right? I mean, it's so mafia.
It's so self-defeating. It really is self-defeating for Trump. I mean, if Trump were to get elected, he would want a Republican Senate. And from the very blue state of Maryland, my home state, you're only ever going to get a moderate. And that's what Larry Hogan is. So attacking him does not.
Trump's attack on Hogan targeted Republican diversity and integrity, exemplifying a disturbing trend, suppressing nuanced debate and prioritizing personal loyalty over ideology. This shift towards a loyalty-based regime undermines the party's intellectual and political integrity.
RNC, like it's
daughter-in-law.
Daughter-in-law. Sorry,
okay.
A big difference. He has made the entire enterprise about himself, and he's done it block by block. I mean, he kneecapped the Freedom Caucus, which was supposed to be about individual liberty and rule of law and limited government. And by 2018,
Trump's approach has upended traditional Republican values like principled conservatism, respect for institutions, and loyal opposition. He prioritizes personal loyalty over conservative principles and democratic norms, exemplifying a toxic politics. His reaction to Hogan's judicial process comments reflects a broader strategy to purge moderates, consolidate power, and embrace authoritarian tendencies, diverging from the party's conservative roots.
Henchman for Donald Trump as soon as possible. Right. And he's done that systematically. So for that project, he doesn't mind if a Republican loses. He just minds that the Republicans are loyal to Trump, as he would say.
But the message to the other Republicans is rather chilling, I feel.
That's the point.
You can't, it's one thing to be loyal to your party over your country. That's wrong.
Trump's behavior has transformed the Republican Party, once tolerant of dissent and debate, into a culture of retribution for deviating from his views. This shift prioritizes personal loyalty over political discourse and policy debate. The backlash against Hogan's moderate stance exemplifies how Trump's influence has repurposed the GOP as a tool for personal ambition, rather than a platform for conservative governance, Bill Maher in a troubling departure from the party's traditional values.
Ahead like that. He does not think ahead. He's a crazy person who thinks in the moment. You're right. That would be the smart play. Oh, I'm going to be president. I'm going to need a Republican senator here. It's
Donald Trump's political strategy is often criticized for prioritizing ego and short-term gains over long-term vision and party cohesion. He frequently seeks immediate gratification and personal vindication, as seen in his impulsive attacks on moderate Republicans like Larry Hogan. This behavior reflects a pattern where Trump's ego takes precedence over party stability and growth. Its short-term focus undermines the cohesion necessary for a successful and enduring political movement, harming not only individual careers but also the party's overall prospects.
defending democracy all the time. And I know that they oftentimes are or think that they are, but actual democracy is going out everywhere and trying to get people's votes. And populists, left or right, tend to be pretty good about that. You know, Bernie Sanders will go anywhere too. He's a left-wing populist, but he will go on Fox News and do whatever.
You're
and
right.
Trump will do that too. And that's
Bernie Sanders offers a distinct populist model, contrasting with Trump's tactics. Sanders' approach, though polarizing, is built on a consistent and strategic vision, focusing on a clear policy agenda that addresses systemic issues like income inequality and healthcare reform. He mobilizes a diverse coalition around long-term objectives, unlike Trump's opportunistic and divisive methods that rely on controversy and media sensationalism. While both are populists, Sanders' populism is rooted in a substantive critique of existing structures, whereas Trump's is performative, based on personal grievances and dramatic rhetoric rather than a coherent policy framework.
I guess you heard the news. That's right. In New York, a jury of his peers found Donald Trump guilty on 34 counts. That woke him up.
A New York jury has found Donald Trump guilty on 34 counts. Imagine the scene. Trump, always the center of attention, sitting in a courtroom, likely fuming. Bill Maher paints a humorous picture. Trump erupting in anger, nearly jumping out of his seat, and yelling at his lawyers to act. It's like a child's tantrum, but instead of a toy, Trump's denied the ability to escape accountability.